Namo Phat, good morning. Thank you for joining me for a daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I'm determined to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news I do not know to be certain, and will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause the family or the community to break. I'm determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. Today we're continuing our reading of An Invitation to Explore, a section from Ajahn Sundara's book, Paccuppanna, The Present Moment. The Buddhist path touches on every aspect of ourselves and every aspect of life. It's not just a set of methods to calm the mind down. It shows us that everything we do, say, and think is interconnected. Everything we do has a result, bears a fruit. In our practice of meditation, we learn to notice, to look, to see. This requires complete willingness to participate actively in the research. That is why we need to be awake. The word Buddha means awake. If you are not awake, you don't have the energy that is necessary to penetrate this knowledge of the mind. The mind is very tricky. It's a very difficult thing to hold for even a second. Everything moves and changes very quickly. Ajahn Chah used the simile of catching a fish with your hands. I've never caught a fish, but I imagine it's very slippery. You can't hold it for very long. Ajahn Chah compared the mind to a slippery fish. But the mind doesn't feel like a slippery fish. It can feel more as if we are being crushed underneath heaps of dukkha. So when we practice meditation, we are affecting our lives in a deeper way than we imagine. We're having a taste of the absence of greed, hatred, and delusion in a very small dose. For just a few minutes, we see the mind when it is not attached. We begin to notice what that feels like. We begin to see, for example, that greed has a cause. Then we see it disappearing. What has happened? We have noticed the end of a moment of greed. The same can happen with anger. We become really upset because we don't get something we want. Then we suddenly observe what is happening. We begin to see, we can listen to it, feel it, and notice when it has ended. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me today.